Take a moment, breathe, and let God's presence fill your heart. This is your time. This is Grace Now.
Welcome. Settle into this quiet moment and allow the noise of the day to gently fade into the background. This is your sacred space, now a place where striving ceases, where burdens loosen their grip, and where your soul is invited to rest in something deeper than understanding. You have carried much today, perhaps more than you were ever meant to hold. The thoughts that circled your mind, the responsibilities that weighed on your shoulders, the silent battles no one else could see, all of it has followed you into this moment. But here in the stillness of the night, you are being offered something different. You are being invited to release it. There is a quiet truth that often goes unnoticed in the rush of life. The night was never created for worry. It was not designed for anxious thoughts or restless striving. The night was given as a gift, a sacred pause, a gentle reminder that you are not the one holding the world together. As the darkness settles around you, it does not come as a threat, but as a covering of peace, a holy hush that whispers to your soul, you can let go now. Perhaps today did not unfold the way you hoped. Maybe there were moments you wish you could redo, words you wish you had not spoken, or opportunities that slipped through your fingers. Maybe your mind keeps replaying them, searching for resolution, for closure, for control. But in this moment, you are not being asked to solve anything. You are not being asked to figure it all out. Instead, you are being invited to trust. Trust is not always easy, especially when life feels uncertain. It requires you to loosen your grip on what you can see and place your confidence in what you cannot. It asks you to believe that even when you do not understand the path ahead, there is one who does. And that is where peace begins, not in having all the answers, but in knowing the one who holds them. So take a deep breath now. Let it fill your lungs, slowly, gently, as if you are breathing in calm itself. Feel your shoulders relax. Let your body sink into the place beneath you. You do not need to brace yourself anymore. You do not need to carry the tension forward into the night. Allow your heart to slow your thoughts, to soften your spirit to quiet. You are not alone in this moment. You have never been alone, even in the moments when it felt that way. There is a presence with you, steady, unshaken, faithful. A presence that does not grow weary, that does not turn away, that does not forget. While you have been navigating the visible struggles of your day, this presence has been working quietly, faithfully, in ways you may not yet see. And here is the gentle invitation for your soul tonight. Commit everything into those hands. Every concern, every question, every unresolved situation, place them there. Not because they have been solved, but because you trust that they will be handled with care beyond your own ability. You were never meant to carry tomorrow while trying to survive today. You were never meant to lie awake rehearsing outcomes, calculating possibilities, and bracing for what might go wrong. There is a deeper way to live, and it begins with surrender. Surrender is not defeat. It is not giving up. It is not weakness. Surrender is the quiet strength that says, I trust you more than I trust my fear. It is the decision to release control even when every instinct tells you to hold on tighter. It is choosing rest, not because everything is perfect, but because you believe that even in the imperfection, something good is still unfolding. As you lie here tonight, imagine placing each burden down one by one. The things you can name easily, and the things that sit deeper, harder to express. Lay them down gently. You do not need to force anything. Just let them go, piece by piece, breath by breath, and as you do, something begins to shift within you. The weight that once pressed heavily against your spirit begins to lift. The tension that once filled your chest begins to ease. Not because your circumstances have changed, but because your position has. You are no longer carrying it alone. There is a quiet assurance rising now, like a soft light in the darkness. Even in the stillness, something is happening. Even in the silence, something is being prepared. What feels like inactivity is often the very place where unseen work begins. While you rest, there is movement. While you sleep, there is preparation. While you release, there is alignment taking place beyond your awareness. You do not need to strive through the night. You do not need to guard every outcome. The one who watches over you does not sleep, does not grow tired, does not lose sight of your needs. And because of that, you are free to rest. Let that truth settle deep within you. Let it quiet the racing thoughts, soften the anxious edges, and bring a sense of calm that does not depend on circumstances. You are held. You are seen. You are cared for in ways that go far beyond what you can understand in this moment. Tonight is not about fixing everything. It is about trusting enough to release it. It is about allowing your soul to step out of striving and into peace. It is about remembering that you are not the one in control, and that this is not something to fear, but something to find comfort in. So remain here for a moment longer. Breathe slowly. Let the stillness speak. Let your heart rest in the quiet assurance that you are safe, that you are known, and that you are being carried even now, even here, even as the night unfolds. As the quiet deepens around you, let your heart settle even further into the sacred stillness. There is no urgency here, no demand, no expectation pressing against you. This moment is not asking anything from you, except your willingness to rest. And yet, even rest can feel unfamiliar when your mind has been trained to keep moving, to keep solving, to keep anticipating what comes next. How many nights have you carried tomorrow into today? How often have your thoughts wandered into the unknown, trying to prepare for things that have not yet happened? The questions come so easily. What if this doesn't work out? What if I'm not ready? What if I fail? And before you realize it, your heart begins to tighten. Your breath becomes shallow, and your peace feels distant. But listen closely now, not to the noise of fear, but to the gentle truth that speaks beneath it. You were never meant to live in constant anticipation of what could go wrong. Your life was not designed to be sustained by worry. There is a better way, a higher way, and it begins with where you choose to place your focus. Instead of chasing answers, you are invited to seek something greater. Instead of rehearsing fear, you are invited to return to presence. There is a quiet redirection happening in your spirit right now, gently guiding you away from anxious striving and toward a deeper connection, one that does not depend on outcomes but on relationship. When you choose to turn your attention toward God, especially in moments like this, something powerful begins to unfold within you. Your thoughts begin to realign. your heart begins to soften. The tension that once felt overwhelming begins to dissolve, not because every problem has disappeared, but because your perspective has shifted. There is a profound peace that comes when you stop centering your life around what you lack and begin anchoring it in who God is. He is not distant. He is not indifferent. He is present, attentive, and deeply aware of every detail that concerns you. Even the things you have not spoken out loud, even the thoughts you have tried to bury, none of it escapes his notice. And more than that, he cares. Let that truth settle into the deepest parts of your being tonight. You are not navigating life alone. You are not responsible for holding everything together. There is a faithful provider already watching over what you need tomorrow, next week, and beyond. So why carry what has already been accounted for? Your mind may try to convince you that worrying is a form of preparation, that if you think about it long enough, you will somehow gain control over it. But worry does not strengthen you. It drains you. It does not secure your future. It steals your present. Peace, however, works differently. Peace comes when you release the illusion of control and choose to trust in something greater. It comes when you shift your focus from what will happen to who is with me. It comes when you allow your heart to rest, not in certainty about outcomes, but in confidence about God's character. He is your provider, not just in moments of abundance, but even in seasons that feel uncertain. Even when resources seem limited, even when doors appear closed, even when the path ahead is unclear, he is still working, often in ways you cannot yet see, often behind the scenes, often preparing what will be revealed in time. You do not need to chase every solution tonight. You do not need to map out every step. You do not need to carry the pressure of making everything happen on your own. Instead, you are being invited to seek first what truly matters, to draw near, to be still, to rest in his presence. And when you do, something beautiful begins to take place. Worry begins to lose its grip. The tightness in your chest begins to loosen. The endless cycle of what if starts to quiet. And in its place, a gentle sense of assurance begins to rise. An assurance that you are cared for, that you are provided for, that you are held in a love that does not fail. This is not something you have to earn. It is not something you have to strive for. It is given freely out of a love that existed long before your worries ever began. So tonight, let your focus shift. Instead of replaying your concerns, begin to center your thoughts on God's presence. Instead of rehearsing your fears, let your heart turn toward trust. You may not have every answer, but you are not without guidance. You may not see the full picture, but you are not without direction. There is a quiet confidence available to you right now, a confidence that does not come from knowing what will happen, but from knowing who is in control. Let that be enough for this moment. Let your breathing slow again. Inhale gently, as if you were drawing in peace itself. Exhale slowly, releasing the weight of everything you no longer need to carry. Feel the shift happening, subtle but real, as your spirit begins to rest more deeply, even as your eyes grow heavy and your body prepares for sleep. There is a truth you can hold on to. What you release tonight is not lost. It is placed into hands far more capable than your own, and those hands are already at work. Even now, as you lie in stillness, there are things being arranged, doors being prepared, paths being aligned in ways you cannot yet see. What feels like waiting is often preparation. What feels like silence is often intentional. You are not being forgotten. You are being cared for. So let the night carry you gently into rest. Let it become a space where your soul is restored, where your mind is renewed, where your heart is reminded that it does not have to fight to find peace, it only has to receive it. Stay here, in this calm, in this trust, in this quiet assurance that you are being provided for in every way that truly matters. You are safe to rest. Now, as your body begins to soften even more into rest, there is another gentle invitation waiting for you. An invitation not just to release your worries, but to lay them down completely without hesitation, without holding anything back. There is something deeply healing about this moment before sleep, when everything slows and truth becomes clearer. During the day, it is easy to carry burdens without even realizing how heavy they have become. You move from one task to another, one conversation to the next, holding tension in your shoulders, storing emotions in your heart, pushing through without pause. But the night reveals what the day conceals. It brings you face to face with the weight you have been carrying. And here is the truth: you were never meant to carry it alone. The heaviness you feel, whether it is in your body or deep within your spirit, is not a sign of weakness. It is a signal. It is your soul gently telling you that you are holding more than you were designed to bear. The stress, the anxiety, the unspoken fears, the quiet disappointments, they accumulate layer upon layer, until rest begins to feel distant. But tonight that cycle can end. Imagine for a moment that every concern you carry is like a stone in your hands. Some are small, almost unnoticeable, but others are heavy, pressing into your palms, draining your strength. You have been holding them for so long that they have begun to feel like a part of you. You may not even remember what it feels like to be free of them. Now picture yourself slowly opening your hands. One by one, you begin to release those stones. The worries about tomorrow, the pressure to meet expectations, the weight of conversations that did not go the way you hoped, the fear of uncertainty, the quiet doubts that whisper in the back of your mind. You do not need to hold on to them anymore. As you let them go, there is a sense of relief. Not instant, not overwhelming, but real. A lightness begins to replace the heaviness. Space begins to open within your heart. You begin to breathe a little easier. This is what it means to cast your cares, to take what has been weighing you down and place it into the hands of the one who is able to sustain you. And he does not just take your burdens and leave you empty. He replaces them. He strengthens you where you feel weak. He steadies you where you feel uncertain. He brings a calm that reaches deeper than your circumstances. Even if everything around you still feels unsettled, there is a promise you can hold on to tonight. You will not be shaken. Not because life will always be easy, but because your foundation is secure. Like a tree planted by living water, your roots go deeper than what is visible on the surface. Storms may come, winds may rise, but you are not easily moved. There is a stability within you that does not come from your own strength, but from the one who holds you. Let that truth sink in. You are being sustained even now. Your breath is steady. Your heart continues to beat. Your life is being held together in ways you do not have to manage or control. There is a quiet faithfulness surrounding you, supporting you, carrying you forward even when you feel tired. And tonight you are allowed to rest in that. There is no need to stay alert. No need to remain guarded. You do not have to protect yourself from everything that might go wrong. You do not have to keep your mind running in order to stay prepared. You can let go of that constant vigilance because you are not alone in the night. There is a presence watching over you, a presence that does not fade with the light of day, a presence that remains steady in the darkness. While you sleep, you are being watched over with care and attention. There is nothing slipping through the cracks. There is nothing being overlooked. Even your thoughts, even your emotions, even the parts of you that feel fragile, they are all seen, all known, all understood. And in that understanding, there is no judgment. There is only compassion. So if your heart feels heavy tonight, you do not need to hide it. If your thoughts feel tangled, you do not need to sort them out before you rest. If your spirit feels weary, you do not need to push through the exhaustion. You are invited to come as you are. There is a gentle call extended to you now, one that does not demand perfection, one that does not require long explanations or carefully chosen words. It is a simple invitation: come just as you are and receive rest. You do not need to have everything together. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to earn this moment of peace. All you need to do is respond. Perhaps the simplest prayer is enough: I'm tired. I need rest. And in that honesty, something shifts. The burden you have been carrying begins to lift, not because you forced it away, but because you surrendered it. There is an exchange taking place. Your heaviness for peace. Your striving for rest, your tension for calm. This is the kind of rest your soul has been longing for. It is not just physical rest, though your body needs that too. It is a deeper rest, a rest that reaches into your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit, a rest that renews you from the inside out. And when you begin to rest in this way, even sleep becomes something sacred. It is no longer just a break from activity. It becomes an act of trust. It becomes a declaration that you believe you are being cared for, even when you are not actively doing anything. You do not have to guard your life through the night. You do not have to stay in control. You can release that responsibility because there is a shepherd watching over you, guiding, protecting, sustaining. Even in your dreams, there is peace available to you. Even in your unconscious moments, there is a covering over your life. And when morning comes, you will not wake up alone. You will be met with mercy that is fresh, steady, and faithful. So let yourself drift closer to rest now. Let your body sink deeper. Let your breathing become slower, softer. Let your thoughts grow quieter, less demanding, less urgent. There's nothing you need to solve in this moment. Nothing you need to carry forward. Nothing you need to fix before you sleep. Everything that matters has been placed in the right hands, and you are free to rest. As the stillness continues to deepen, allow your heart to settle into an even greater sense of trust. There is something profoundly comforting about knowing that what you have placed into God's hands will not be forgotten, will not be mishandled, and will not fall apart in the night. So often the world teaches you to keep going until you are exhausted, to keep striving until there is nothing left to push forward, as if everything depends on you. It tells you that rest must be earned, that peace must be achieved, that control must be maintained at all costs. But heaven speaks a very different message over your life tonight. Heaven invites you to surrender before you collapse. There is no reward in carrying yourself to the point of breaking. There is no peace in trying to hold together what was never yours to control. The life you are living was never meant to be sustained by your strength alone. There is a greater strength available to you, a strength that does not run out, that does not weaken under pressure, that does not depend on your circumstances. And that strength is already at work in your life. Even now, as your body grows more relaxed and your mind begins to quiet, there is something happening beyond what you can see. The plans you have committed, the desires you have placed into God's care, the future you cannot fully understand, it is all being held, all being shaped, all being guided with intentional love. You may not see the full picture yet. You may not understand why certain things have unfolded the way they have. There may be questions that remain unanswered, paths that seem unclear, doors that appear closed. But none of it is outside of God's awareness. Nothing is wasted. Every moment, even the difficult ones, are being woven together into something meaningful. Even the delays, even the detours, even the disappointments, they are not empty. They are part of a process that is still unfolding, still developing, still moving towards something good. And tonight, you are allowed to rest in that truth. You do not have to stay awake trying to figure out how everything will come together. You do not have to rehearse every possibility or prepare for every outcome. The pressure to make everything work, to ensure everything goes right, to prevent every failure, that pressure does not belong to you. It never did. What belongs to you is trust. What belongs to you is surrender. What belongs to you is the simple, quiet decision to place your life into God's hands and believe that He is faithful with it. And when that belief begins to take root, something changes within you. The fear of failure begins to loosen its hold. The anxiety about missed opportunities begins to fade. The constant need to prove yourself, to achieve more, to be more, it begins to soften. You no longer have to carry the weight of becoming everything on your own, because you are not alone in your becoming. There is a divine guidance shaping your steps, even when you cannot see it clearly. There is a wisdom at work that goes beyond your understanding, aligning things in ways you could never orchestrate by yourself. And there is a love that remains constant, regardless of how your circumstances may shift. Let that reality bring peace to your heart tonight. Let it remind you that your future is not fragile in God's hands. It is secure. It is being formed with care, with purpose, with intention. Even the parts of your life that feel uncertain are not outside of His reach. So as you prepare to rest, allow yourself to release the fear of what might happen tomorrow. Tomorrow does not need your worry tonight. It is already being held. Instead, let this moment be about stillness. Let it be about reconnecting with the quiet assurance that you are guided, that you are protected, that you are cared for in ways you do not have to manage. Feel your body becoming heavier now, more at ease. Let your muscles relax completely. Let your breathing fall into a natural rhythm, steady and calm. There is no rush, no urgency, no need to hold on to anything tightly. You can let go. Let go of the pressure to understand everything. Let go of the need to have all the answers. Let go of the belief that everything depends on you. And in that letting go, something beautiful begins to emerge. A sense of peace that is not forced, not manufactured, but given. A quiet confidence that settles gently within you, reminding you that you are safe, that you are held, that you are not navigating life on your own. Even your dreams can become a place of peace when your heart is surrendered. Even your rest can become meaningful when it is rooted in trust. There is a covering over you tonight, a sense of protection and care that does not fade when your eyes close. You are being watched over. You are being kept. You are being sustained. So allow yourself to drift further into that reality. Let your thoughts slow down even more. Let the last traces of tension dissolve. Let your heart rest fully, without resistance. There is nothing left for you to carry into this night. Everything has been placed where it belongs, and you are free to rest in that truth, deeply, fully, completely. Now, in this deep and sacred stillness, as your body rests and your thoughts have softened, let your heart begin to speak. Not with perfect words, not with structured sentences, but with honesty. This is the moment where your soul meets God. Without barriers, without performance, without the need to impress, only the need to be real. So gently, quietly begin to open your heart. Father, as the night stretches across the sky and the world around me grows silent, I come before you, just as I am. Not with everything figured out, not with every answer in place, but with an open heart that longs for your peace. You have seen every moment of this day, every conversation, every thought, every emotion I carried, even the ones I tried to hide. Nothing has escaped your notice, and nothing about me is unknown to you. Tonight I do not pretend. I do not hide behind strength. I bring you all of me, the tired parts, the overwhelmed thoughts, the quiet fears, the unspoken questions. You see what no one else sees. You understand the weight I have carried, even when I could not find the words to explain it. And so right here in this moment, I surrender. I surrender the things I cannot control. I surrender the outcomes I have tried so hard to manage. I surrender the timelines I have been chasing and the expectations I have placed on myself. There have been moments when I tried to force things into place, when I tried to make life unfold according to my plans. But tonight, I release that need because I trust that you are not late. You are intentional. Even when I see delays, you see purpose. Even when I feel stuck, you are still moving. Even when things do not make sense to me, you are aligning something greater than I can understand. Help me rest in that truth tonight. Help me believe that I do not need to rush ahead of you or fix what only you can handle. Father, I have grown tired trying to carry everything on my own. I have searched for solutions, feared the silence, and tried to hold together what was falling apart. But now I choose something different. I choose to rest in the truth that you have already gone before me. You are not just watching my life unfold. You are guiding it with care. So I lay down my need for control. I choose faith over fear tonight. You already know my needs, even the ones I have not spoken. And more than knowing them, you care deeply. You are not distant. You are close. You are attentive. You are present in every detail of my life. Teach me to seek you above everything else. Not just when I am in need, but in every moment. Let my heart be drawn to your presence more than to answers. Let me pursue your peace instead of chasing perfection. Because in your presence, fear begins to fade and clarity begins to rise. You are my provider. You are my peace. You are my strength. And so I release my worries. One by one, I place them into your hands, the worries I can name and the ones buried deep within me. The fears that followed me through the day, the anxieties that linger in my thoughts, the concerns about tomorrow. I give them all to you. I trust you to carry what I no longer can. I trust that my life is safe in your hands. I believe that I will not be shaken, not because life is easy, but because you are steady. Even when everything around me feels uncertain, you remain constant. You are my anchor in every storm, my refuge in every moment of weakness. Tonight, I release the emotional burdens I have been holding, the conversations that left me questioning myself, the silence that made me feel unseen, the disappointments I kept hidden. You saw it all. You understood every feeling, even the ones I tried to ignore, and still you invite me to rest, not to strive, not to prove, not to pretend, just to rest. So I stop performing. I stop trying to earn what you have already given freely. I receive your peace, not because I deserve it, but because you offer it with love. Wrap me in that peace tonight. Let it settle into the deepest parts of me, the places that feel fragile, the places I try to hide. Let your comfort cover every crack in my heart. Let your presence fill every empty space within me. Your peace is not weak, it is powerful. It does not just calm the surface. It transforms me from within. It reshapes my thoughts, renews my strength, and restores my soul. Give me that kind of rest tonight, the kind that changes me, the kind that prepares me, the kind that heals me. Guide even my thoughts as I prepare to sleep. Let my mind not wander into fear, but into trust. Let my heart not dwell on worry, but on your goodness. Even in my dreams, speak peace into my spirit. Where there is confusion, bring clarity. Where there is doubt, plant faith. Where there is fear, replace it with quiet confidence. Teach me to recognize your voice, even in the silence. Remind me that you are the author of my story, that you are still writing, still shaping, still creating something beautiful out of every broken piece. Nothing is wasted in your hands. Not my struggles, not my mistakes, not even my pain. So tonight I give you everything. I give you the parts of this day I wish I could change. I give you the outcomes I still long for. I give you my future, even though I cannot see it clearly. I give you my relationships, my hopes, my fears, my dreams. I give you my loneliness. I give you my insecurities. I give you my tired body, my restless thoughts, my searching heart. I give you everything I do not understand, and I trust that you are more than enough to carry it all. Let this night be holy. Let this rest be worship. Let this quiet be filled with your presence. Thank you for being my keeper, my protector, my constant light in every darkness. Cover me tonight with your peace. Surround me with your presence. Let your spirit fill this space and silence every fear within me. And if I wake in the middle of the night, remind me gently that you are here. If tears come, let them cleanse, not overwhelm. And when morning arrives, let it bring renewal. Let hope rise again. Let joy meet me gently. Let peace be the first thing I feel before my feet touch the ground. Father, I also lift up every soul listening in this moment, every heart that found this prayer in a quiet place of need. For the one who came here feeling overwhelmed, for the one searching for comfort, for the one who did not even know what to say but knew they needed something more. Meet them right now. Let them feel your presence. Let them know they are not here by accident. Surround them with your love. Restore what has been broken within them today. Speak gently into their pain. Bring peace to their rest. Let their sleep be filled with hope. Let their hearts be reassured that they are not alone. And when they wake, let them rise with new strength, with quiet joy, with a deep knowing that they are held. Pour out your grace over every person listening. Let this moment be more than words. Let it be healing. Let it be a turning point. Let it be peace. In the name of Jesus, amen. Stay here for a moment longer. Let the prayer settle. Let the peace remain. Let your heart continue to rest. Now, before you drift fully into rest, remain here just a little longer. In this quiet, in this stillness, in this sacred awareness that you are no longer carrying what once weighed you down. Take a slow, gentle breath, and as you do, notice what has changed. Perhaps the weight on your chest feels lighter. Perhaps your thoughts are no longer racing the way they were before. Perhaps there is a calmness you cannot fully explain, but you can feel it. Subtle, steady, real. This is what happens when you release what was never yours to hold and place it into hands that are strong enough to carry it all. So many people move through life with clenched hands holding tightly to control to outcomes, to fears, to expectations. Clenched minds constantly trying to solve everything. Clenched hearts afraid that if they let go, everything will fall apart. But tonight you chose something different. Tonight you opened your hands, and in that simple, quiet act, something sacred began. Because the truth is, you were never meant to hold your world together on your own. You were never asked to be the source of your own peace, your own provision, your own stability. That burden was never assigned to you. And yet you carried it for so long, believing that if you let go, everything would unravel. But what if the opposite is true? What if letting go is not the beginning of loss, but the beginning of freedom? Right now, imagine your hands again no longer clenched, no longer gripping tightly, but open, resting, at peace. There is no strain in them anymore, no pressure, no fear. And in front of you, imagine a gentle presence, not distant, not cold, but near compassionate, and filled with understanding. There is no judgment in his gaze, only kindness, only patience, only love. And he speaks not loudly, not forcefully, but softly, calling you by name. Let me have it, not just tonight, but every time the weight returns, every time the fear creeps in. Every time you feel like you are sinking under the pressure of it all, let me have it. The worry, the need for control, the disappointment, the questions that have no clear answers. You do not have to hold on to them anymore. Maybe part of you hesitates. Maybe you wonder how to truly let go when you have carried these things for so long. Maybe they feel like a part of you. Now something familiar, something you have learned to live with. But letting go does not require perfection. It does not require you to understand every step. It simply begins with willingness, a quiet whisper in your heart, God, I want to release this. Help me. And in that whisper, there is power. Because surrender is not about having everything figured out. It is about trusting enough to take the first step. It is about believing that the hands that created the universe are also capable of holding your life, every detail, every moment, every unknown. Sometimes letting go feels uncomfortable at first. The silence may feel unfamiliar. The absence of constant thinking may feel strange. The space left behind by worry may feel empty, but it will not remain empty. Slowly, gently, that space will begin to fill with peace that does not depend on circumstances, with clarity that does not come from overthinking, with strength that does not come from striving, like water soaking into dry ground, like light entering a dark room, like warmth spreading through something that once felt cold. This is what God desires for you. Not a life free of challenges, but a life where you do not have to face those challenges alone. A life where you are supported, guided, and held even in the moments when you feel weakest. So tonight, as you prepare to sleep, let this be your posture, not clenched, not guarded, not striving, but open, trusting, resting. If your heart begins to tighten again, return to this moment. If your thoughts begin to race, remember what you have already released. If fear tries to take hold, remind yourself of this truth. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not responsible for carrying everything. You are held, and there is a deep, unshakable peace available to you. Not because life is perfect, but because God is present. Let that truth carry you into sleep tonight. Let it be the last thing you hold on to as your eyes close. And when morning comes, let it be the first thing that greets you, the quiet assurance that you are still held, still guided, still loved. Now, before you rest completely, I want to gently invite you into something simple, something meaningful. If this moment has touched your heart, if you felt peace where there was once tension, if you found even a small sense of release tonight, don't keep that to yourself. Take a moment to respond. In the comments, write, "I give it to you, God." Let it be more than just words. Let it be a declaration, a step of surrender, a moment of trust, a quiet offering of your heart. And if you know someone who is silently carrying burdens, someone who is lying awake tonight searching for peace, consider sharing this with them. Sometimes a simple message can become the very comfort their soul has been longing for. We would also love to hear your story. If something shifted in you tonight, if God met you in this moment, share it. Your words might be the light someone else needs in their own darkness. And if you desire more moments like this, more space to rest, to reflect, to reconnect, consider subscribing to the GraceNow channel. This is a place where hearts come to slow down, to breathe, and to be reminded that they are never alone. Like this video, share it, and become part of a growing community, choosing peace over pressure, faith over fear, and surrender over striving. Now, let everything grow quiet. Let your breathing slow. Let your body rest. And let your soul sleep in peace tonight, knowing that you are fully seen, deeply loved, and forever held by the one who never lets go. In Jesus' name, amen.